organization doesn't care. Please, always remember, as a good assistant, find good reasons to ensure that you give to whoever you are going to represent ahead, and even when you are there. We must learn to communicate professionally at all times and give a tenable reason why your leader is unavoidably absent. The objective is to protect professionalism. Now, Mama has been teaching us on loyalty, and she's always saying that everything we are being taught on this particular loyalty and disloyalty teachings, they are not things just meant for the church. We can take this outside the organization. Most times when I go to my locations, I call them my locations, but when I get there and we are done talking, doing all we've come to do, it's always this thing of, oh, even Tolu is saying hello to you. And the person will be like, as how now? You are the one in charge. I'm not the one in charge. We have a bigger manager. So always remember that we have an MD. So definitely you should know that not just, all these teachings are not just for the church. It also takes you to your workplaces, to your home, and every other places you find yourself. Last week, Pastor Austin was telling us how he called a church member that was a newcomer that did not make it to church the following Sunday. And he told the person, after all the gist and everything and pleasantries, he was like, oh, and Daddy even says hello to you. And the person was like, as I don't know, is it Pastor that called? He now said, yes. On behalf of Pastor, I'm calling to tell you that we missed you in church. And truthfully, the person felt honored, the person felt welcomed. So as a good assistant, as a good loyalist, as a good ambassador of Christ, we are supposed to ensure that at every given moment, we are talking about our pastor. When we are going to do something, it's on behalf of the head of the church, on behalf of your manager in the office. Number 9, always remind the congregation that you are not the main pastor. Imagine I come here and I start teaching and I'm like, as the Lord says, blah, 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 blah. I'm not here of my own self. I did not just wake up and say, Daddy, sit it out today, I'm coming to teach. No. I'm doing this on behalf of the senior pastor. So is everyone. You are ushering on behalf of Jesus, on behalf of the senior pastor. You're singing, you're not singing because you think you have the voice. Everything we do, we should always know, so long as it's in the name of the church, we are doing it on behalf of Jesus, also on behalf of the lead pastor. One of the greatest dangers to teamwork is when a team member begins to behave as though they are the leader. When people praise your work, please look back and tell them, no, it is not me, it is Jesus in me. Truthfully, when I tell people I'm a very shy person, they'll be like, I don't know, you that you come to workers' home training and you go around and this and that. But the truth about this whole thing is I wouldn't have been here if not for our lead pastor. He brought it out in me. Like, I am not one. Okay, yes, we all have the leadership quality, but he picked it out and said, no, Mrs. Adebayo, you can do this. And over time, I find myself knowing that, oh, this thing is in me. Let me try and bring it out. But if you leave me, I'm one person that will sit at the back of the church. And before the grace, I'm out of the church. You won't even see that I came. So truthfully, let's always know that whatever we are doing it on behalf of the head of that organization, on behalf of the head of that ministry. Don't take the glory for yourself. An example of this is in John 3:28. John the Baptist actually set it right. When people were like, oh, have you heard that so-so person and all that? John the Baptist did this. When people tagged him as the Messiah. John 3:28. Chapter 3, verse 28. People came to him and was telling him, oh, he's the Messiah because he's in the wilderness baptizing people and all that. But he set them right and told them straight and plainly, I am not the Messiah. I am just a foreman. I'm the forefront person. The Messiah is still coming. And by the time he said that, everybody had to understand that, okay, he's not the Messiah. But as at then, people had not known who Jesus is. He has not even started his ministry. But people thought, oh, this is the Messiah, he has come. If John the Baptist wanted to take the glory, he could have. But he did not. He set them straight. Note that recognition or praise after a success does not automatically make you the leader. Note, that recognition or praises after a success does not automatically make you a leader. Number 10, the good assistant or ambassador tells his admiring congregation where he learns all that he knows from. John 5:19. John chapter 5 verse 19. The good assistant or ambassador tells his admiring congregation where he learns all that he knows from. John 5:19 says, Then Jesus answered and said to them, Most assuredly, I say to you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he sees the Father do, for whatever he does, the Son also does in like manner. Even Jesus himself, who is God himself, still gave that honor to whom honor was due or is due, to God the Father. He won't be here without himself. So if Jesus himself can do this, who are we to now come and say, oh, if not for me, this wouldn't have happened, or if not for me, this would have happened, or thank God for me, thank God I'm here. That is why this is happening. So please, let us always remember that as good ambassadors of Christ, as good ambassadors of the Chosen Christian Center, we all learn from somewhere. We are learning. Every day, every point, we are learning. We are to be great assistants by always speaking good of our leaders and reference their leadership, reference their teachings. Our Father in the Lord is someone who would always say, oh, I went somewhere and I learned this, I brought out my pen, or I did this, I did that. If for anything, there's something I've learned from our Father in the Lord, is humility. Whether you are older than him, you are younger than him, you are his age mate, he's for you. It's not because he wants to prove that, oh, I can do it. But over time, I found out that that is who he is, the humble pastor. So please, let us learn to always give our reference to whom we are learning from. Number 11, when you minister to church members, let them know that what you are doing is actually being done on behalf of the head and not on your behalf. I know I've talked about this, but it's also a point. Let us just ensure that whatever we do, we are doing it on behalf of the church. If we are at work, we are doing it on behalf of the organization. It's not because we know better. Anybody can do what we are doing. If you bring someone and teach the person, this is what I want you to do, the person will even deliver better. So you are doing this, it's not because you are the best at it, but because God has found favor in you. God has opened the eyes of the senior pastor to see the potential in you and bring it out. So please remember that when you go out to minister, when you are even ministering here, you are doing it on behalf of someone. Number 12, be genuinely happy at the promotion of your pastor or leader. Be genuinely happy at the promotion of your pastor or your leader. A matured employee or church member celebrates the success of others without feeling diminished by it, especially when it has to do with somebody that was, I wouldn't say beneath you, but let's say you are in a leadership position and then, in quote, let's say you are the assistant manager. Of course, there's somebody ahead of you, a manager that is leading, the manager gets another job and leaves, and then they look in your team and says, oh, Auntie Lagbaja, you are doing very well as an assistant, please keep it up. And then they bring someone within your team that you have been managing over you. Yes, you will feel someone, humanly speaking, but at the same time, they know the potential they were looking for. They know what they've seen, and they have decided to go with that person. Please, genuinely honor and praise God in the life of that person. Never secretly think in your head or in your heart that he or she does not deserve the fame, the promotion, or success, or popularity. John 3:30 is also about John the Baptist. Here, John the Baptist responded to the people that came to gossip to him about the popularity of Jesus. He told them, oh, I am not the Messiah. And he said, he must increase, but I must decrease, because he knows his place. Number 13, ensure that everything is well with your leader. Ensure that everything is well with your leader. As a good parent, it pays It pays to pay closer attention to the well-being and welfare of your leader. You can do this in every way and any way, from ensuring he's comfortable at all times, he has a good seat to sit. Let's say we go out for function. You are not looking out for yourself. You are looking out for your leader. Is my pastor seated? Is my manager seated properly? Are you good? Are you feeling well? You see that they are sharing water. They are missing his table. You go to them. Please, can I have water? Oh, no, you can't. No wahala. But you are finding means. It could be that you even have to go out and get the water for him. But just ensure that you are genuinely doing everything in all honesty, not eye service. Note that this is not eye service, but being professional. This is you being who you are. You are looking out for the well-being of your senior pastor, of your leader, whenever you guys are even outside, even within the church. Number 14, be genuinely excited at your arrival and involvement of your leader in any function. Pastor CK is still the best example. 2 Saturdays ago, he was out with us for evangelism. Yesterday, he was out with us for evangelism. It was exciting that I was standing beside Pastor. I was holding the flyer that has his face. And then people were passing. Of course, some people we had given, they would have passed, and then some turned back to look again. They'll look at their flyer. There was this pride I felt like, yes, that's the pastor. He's out with us for evangelism. Sometimes we are arranging the church, maybe we have special functions, and you see pastor doing these things. That is not the moment to say, leave it for pastor to do. No. At all. Instead, go and meet him. Say, daddy, don't do it. Not because you want to do eye service, but you know that, no, he's not supposed to be doing this. But at the moment he's doing it, please support him at that moment. Not that you abandon it. Never treat the involvement of your senior pastor or your leader as an intrusion or a bother. Don't see it as, Pastor Tinsheju, must he come out? Must he do this? Let's do it ourselves. If you see it as an intrusion, then you have automatically marked yourself as a rebellious assistant, in Mama's word, as a disloyal servant. So please, ensure that when you see him doing something with you, genuinely be happy with him, genuinely join him to do it, and you see that fast, everything is done. Number 15, honor your pastor's wife as well. Minister to her and give her gift. As you honor your pastor's wife as well. As you honor your manager's partner as well. Yes, in some companies, you might not have the privilege to, how do I put it now? You might not have the privilege to know who his personal life or her personal life, but once in a while, they will post their children's birthday. You can just go out. Carton of biscuits is 2005. They are the ones of 1.8. Buy it, wrap it. Sir, I saw today is your daughter's birthday. Happy birthday to her. On his way home. At first, who is this now? Who sent you? But the truth is, you've touched a deep part of that person. And truthfully, there's something I've learned over time, yes, from our Father in the Lord. He has never come out to say, this is my wife, you must honor her. In her own honor, she has placed herself where God has placed her where she ought to be, and we give her the honor. But at the same time, how many of us go the extra mile to say, no, this is daddy's wife. This is my female pastor. This is my co-lead pastor. Please, let's find it in our place. Let's find it in our hearts. Please give the same respect to give our Father in the Lord to our mother in the Lord. Give the same respect you give to your manager to your manager's partner. Respect the dignity of the senior pastor or the partner of your manager. Over time, we've come to realize, or I have come to realize, that once you love the woman of the home, woman especially in quotes, sincerely, you have gained 60% acceptance into the home. If you want to see who pastor is, please love his wife. It's just a tip. Love mama genuinely, or not side love or because I want to see the best of pastor. No. Love him. Love him and love her genuinely. Number 16, regard your action, your head as a learning experience. Every time you have to be under the leadership of under the listening of your pastor, of your senior pastors, please see it as a learning process. Every time. It could be during his teaching, it could be during meetings, it could be just one-on-one talks. See it as a time you are there to learn something new. A good assistant always finds opportunity to learn something new from the head, while a bad assistant is always out finding faults and something to gossip about or resent. In the training manual, there was this example they gave us of two branch pastors that came to the main church to worship with the congregation. Two of them, one came, and then in the course of the service, the way our Father in the Lord does, he will come and he will recap the previous message, especially when it's a series of message that he's been teaching on. And then he comes, he recaps the whole message, and then taught about that particular service. And after the service, one of the assistants was like, what's wrong with this pastor, Seth? He's just coming to tell us the same thing he has been saying over and over again. Doesn't he have something new? But the other assistant pastor said, in that quote, he said, I thank God for the life of our senior pastor. Today, he recapped everything he had said. And then over the whole message, I've gained better understanding of that particular message. I thought I knew it, but I learned better. So please, never see pastor recapping or your manager coming to a meeting to say, oh, I know I've said this and I'm saying it over again. Don't see it as the person is overflogging or wasting time. See it as the person is actually giving you better understanding of the previous message. I have to be fast. I have just 8 minutes. Number 17, acquire your pastor's tapes. Pastor have tapes, pastor have books, or a book now, and books are coming. Please acquire them. Not just acquiring them to keep in the shelf. Acquire them and read them. Study your leaders to their recorded messages. Buy their books. You can only catch the anointing in the life of your senior pastor or your leader through faithfulness and loyalty. Number 18, in your preaching, do not hesitate to refer to your pastor as an example of a successful person. In your preaching, in your teaching, do not hesitate to refer to your pastor or your leader as an example of a successful person. Truthfully, if you're not referring to your pastor, let's say in a meeting in your office, you are told to host the meeting or take charge, and you're not referring to, oh, our leader once said, you can't tell me over time the person has not taught you well. Of course, you will refer if you are a good assistant. So please, never hesitate to refer to your leader's example in success. Number 19, flow with decisions and policies made by the head. Do this even if you have a different opinion. We all have excuses why we should not be in church today. It started raining from 4:30. But we are in church because pastor said 6:45 a.m. all workers must be in church. Before 6:30, all leaders must be in church. But the truth is, we are not doing it for him. We are doing it for ourselves. Because when God is coming to bless, he's coming to bless you, not the pastor. So please, flow with every decisions and policies made. It could be in your office. There's a new policy in the office that says we must work every weekend. The truth is, I knew since I couldn't say it out. I was able to tell one or two persons, you are going to work tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. And they were all like, as how now? Since when? This, that. Some people gave excuses. But the truth is, at the end of the month, when the reward is coming in payment of overtime, some will get, some will not get. Are they getting this money to give me or give our senior manager? No. It is still to your benefit. So please, even if you have a different opinion, you can air it out in a very respectable manner. It doesn't have to be in the general congregation. You could, please, I want to see you on this. This is what I feel. Let the person now explain to you why this decision is being made. And most often, I found out that people that have various opinions about policies and decisions, by the time they get to understand why that policy is being made, they end up getting informed with that particular policy, because at the end of the day, all policies and decisions are to our own benefit, not the benefit of the person. And number 20, a good assistant does not establish private side fellowship, side groups in the church or workplace without the knowledge or approval of his leader. I take it again. A good assistant or ambassador does not establish a side fellowship or a side group in the church or workplace without the knowledge or approval of the leader. A good assistant is one who only have the common interest of that organization or the leader at heart. You should never at any point establish a competing structure within that organization or church without the knowledge or approval of the leader. We have a WhatsApp group. We are all in that WhatsApp group. If at any point we have to open another WhatsApp group, I'm using this as an example, it should be in